welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Monica, or MikaKnits, as I'm known here on YouTube, and this is my little podcast, my little crafty corner, where I get to share with you all of the things that I have made over the years. I get to brag and show you my stuff, and I get to share with you all of the things that I am currently making and any future plans I may have with all of my crafty endeavors. So today is Sunday. I believe it's May 8th. Could be wrong. But today is Sunday. It is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, wonderful day. So it is May, if you can believe it, already. It's going by so fast. And it's been a little while since I've posted any videos, but today's video is going to be just an April roundup. I'll share with you everything that I got up to in April and where I'm at with all of my knitting projects. I didn't get up to much. I will preface this video by saying that I don't have any finished objects to show you, but I do have one new cast on that I'm very excited to share with you. Let me just go ahead and get straight into the knitting talk. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I tried to film this already like twice and my mic kept cutting out, so yeah, so hopefully you guys can hear this video this time, and anyway and I don't have to film it for a fourth time, because if I have to film it again, I'm not going to do it. It's not going to come out. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get straight into the projects that I'm working on. I have 6 works in progress right now to show you, and I will start with the first one. So the first one is actually a crochet project. I shared with you guys last time that I was making granny square cardigans for me and my sister, and one of my sisters. And I shared with you that my sister requested a black cardigan with monochromatic, just gray, different grays for her granny squares. And I am just about almost done with the granny squares that I have to finish for her. So here are, let me show you. Here are all the granny squares that I have finished for my sister's cardigan. And as you can see, they are just different grays in the middle, and then I end each granny square with the black. And that way, when I put them all together, it'll be mainly a black cardigan, and it'll just have the grays in the granny squares. So that is the cardigan that I'm making for my sister. I'm also making one for myself that is white instead of black, and it has many different colors in the granny squares. Mine is going to be definitely way more colorful, and it's going to be mainly white instead of black. But I have mainly just been working on my sister's cardigan and not mine, as you can see, just because I really want to try to get this finished for her and just done so that I can give it to her soon, or at least before it gets a little bit colder. She lives in Las Vegas, Nevada, so I just want to make sure that I get hers done before mine is done, for whatever reason. Anyway, so this is where I'm at on her granny square cardigan. It doesn't look like a cardigan, obviously, right now, because I'm still working on the granny squares, but just so you can see, these are 4x4 inch granny squares. They're very, very simple and basic. I will be filming a tutorial later this week on how I do the granny squares. I've had a couple of people on Instagram request some requests that I do some tutorial videos, just short tutorial videos on how I do my granny squares, as well as some other crochet stitches that I'm doing for my blanket, for one of my blankets. And I do plan on filming, I just haven't gotten around to filming those things, but I will film those later this week and hopefully get them up here soon. But this is where I'm at on my sister's granny square cardigan. So let me just set those there so that they're not in my way. That is the first works in progress. The second works in progress is also a crochet project, and that is my, let me see, I keep forgetting what this is called. My gosh, it's the Persian Tiles Crochet Blanket. I shared this with you in my last video. This is just a kit that I got from a company called Mary Maxim here in the United States, where I live, and it's just a little lap blanket. It's not going to be very big. It's about 46.5 inches by 46.5 inches. That is the total size of this little blanket, but here's the finished project. That's what it's going to look like at the end, and this is as far as I've gotten. I'll show you. I've only got 8 tiles, so, and they're not all done. I'm basically doing it assembly style, so I'm gonna try to do all of my little tiles first. I think I have 16 tiles total, so I have 8 of them right now, and then I have to do another 8 soon, but I'm gonna do them all kind of assembly style is what is working better for me. It's working the easiest for me. So as you can see, this tile is done, and then I have these 4 that are almost done, and then these 3 that have a few more rows to be finished on that. So, but this is as far as I've gotten. I'm gonna do all of the Persian tiles first, and then I will move on to the granny squares, and then I'll be able to put it all together, and I'll be able to show you guys what it looks like when it's done before I seam it all up. But I haven't gotten very far, but this is this is where I'm at on my Persian tiles crochet blanket. I really love this project, actually. These colors are kind of interesting, but I really like this. So, and this is the one that I told you on Instagram where people have requested that I show you how I'm doing some of these stitches on this Persian tiles blanket. They're really, really simple. They're not hard at all, and like I said, I will film that later this week and hopefully get it up for you guys to see soon, so you get some tutorials from me, which I've never done a tutorial before, but should be fun. I have the equipment. I could do a tutorial. Okay, and then let's see, the third works in progress is this one. I shared this with you last time as well. This is my what am I calling this? I'm calling this my Don't Look Up sweater, or my DBASCII sweater. It's basically a reverse engineered pattern from a sweater that Jennifer Lawrence wears in the movie on Netflix called Don't Look Up. And she wears some really beautiful sweaters in that movie. I don't really like her hair, but her but her sweaters in that movie are really kind of interesting and cool. I really, really like this one that she wears. I think it's the first sweater that you see her in, and a lot of people on Instagram and on Ravelry have reverse engineered the pattern and come up with their own chart designs and things like that. And what I did for this one is I used Elizabeth Zimmerman's percentage system, and I did my own calculations based on the yarn that I'm using in my gauge to knit my own sweater. And I used the charts that some people already wrote out and came up with. So mainly Kristen, I think it's Kristen Lauer from, or she's known by Woolenvine here on YouTube. She had a chart for this pattern that she came up with, and I really enjoyed her chart. It was really easy to work with, and that's mainly the one that I'm using. I'm also using a different one from somebody else, but I will put these notes for how I did mine on my Ravelry page, but I just haven't done it yet because I have to take all of my notes for this pattern and really compress it down and make sure the math is correct before I put it on Ravelry. I just haven't done that yet, but I do plan on doing that so you guys can see how I do it. But this is my sweater. It turned out really beautiful. I'm very, very happy with it. I can't wait to wear it, except I know it's going to be really hot, so I have to wait till it gets a little bit colder outside to wear it, but it's going to be beautiful when it's done. I have finished the body, as you can see. I just finished with that 1x1 ribbing. It's actually a twisted rib, so 1x1 twisted ribbing at the end, and now I have moved on to the sleeves here. I'm just working on them one at a time, obviously, and I haven't gotten very far. I do need to do a couple more inches in this Sorry, there was a dog situation. Okay, so I just need to do a couple of more inches in this orangey color here on this sleeve, and then there's some more design on the end of the sleeve once you get to the end. But I kind of put this, I showed you guys this last time, and I was basically in the same place. I haven't done too much with this sweater lately. I kind of put this on in hibernation. I put it in hibernation just because, I don't know, I feel like I'm a little bit over sweaters at this point. I also really want to finish my other sweater that I'll show you here in a little bit before I finish this one. But I really love this sweater, and I really love this yarn. I didn't share with you. So the yarn that I'm using for this one is the Wool of the Andes worsted weight yarn. This is a yarn by Knit Picks, and it is a cheaper yarn. It's 100% superwash wool, and I don't know, my experience with superwash is that it's not normally scratchy, but this yarn is really scratchy. So just know that if you decide to use that yarn going in, that it is, if you're someone who's quite sensitive to the wool next to your skin, this probably isn't the yarn for you. I don't mind that so much, but yeah, just so you know, this is a bit of a scratchy yarn. It is 100% wool though, so it is very, very warm. And like I said, I'm just gonna have to wait to wear this until it's colder outside. I think that's why I think that's another reason I put it in hibernation, just because when I have it on my lap or, you know, on my knees or whatever, while I'm knitting it, I can feel the heat even on my lap. It's like super, super hot. So I think that's another reason I put it in hibernation, just because it's hot, and I don't know, I don't want to knit something hot right now because it's getting warmer outside. Anyway, I will finish this eventually and I will show it to you when it is done. Okay, and then the next works in progress that I have to share with you, this is number 4. This is my Beauceron sweater. So this is a pattern by Designs by Dells, or Vincent Deslandes, I think is how you say his name. This is my Beauceron. I have finished the body. Last time I left you, I hadn't finished it yet, but I have finished the body. I bind it off after doing a 1x1 ribbing. So it does look a little shorter than maybe some other people's Beauceron sweaters, but I kind of have a shorter torso. I'm not a very tall person, so for me, it fits me just right. So it does look a little funny, but or a little short actually, but it does fit me good. So that's the important thing. I did start the sleeve on this side here. I haven't gotten very far because I literally just started the sleeve like a couple of days ago. So I haven't gotten very far, but I basically am going to knit just a couple of inches, I think maybe like 3 inches in this slip stitch pattern here, and then I just do stockinette on the rest of the sleeve in the main color, which is this like light brown color. The yarn that I am using for my Beauceron sweater is, let me see, I wrote it down, just double check. Okay, the yarn that I'm using for my Beauceron is Barocco Vintage DK yarn in these colors. So the Barocco Vintage DK yarn, it's quite soft. It's not very itchy or scratchy or anything like that. And the colors that I'm using, the main color is this light brownie color, and this is called Oats. And then the pink color that I used as the contrast color is called Ballet Slippers. So that is my Beauceron. I love this pattern. I love this pattern even though most of it is stockinette. I love this pattern just for its simpleness. It's very, very easy, very well written. I recommend this sweater to beginner sweater knitters if you've never done one before. It's a good one to try out. I will recommend it. There are some fun design features in it too, like this slip stitches at the neck, so that this is the back. So these stitches here are longer than the front, if you can see. So this is the front. So that's kind of interesting. And then I shared this last time, but on the body you have this nice slip stitch edge here, so it almost looks like a seam on the body, and it was kind of cool. So yeah, that is my Beauceron sweater. Very happy with that. I'm gonna try to finish this one before I finish the DBASCII sweater, because I've kind of been working on the Beauceron for kind of a while. I think it's been like 4 months, so I think it's time. I think it's time to finish this one first. So that is my Beauceron. The 5th works in progress that I have to share with you is my Slip Stravaganza Blanket. And this is a pattern by Stephen West, or of West Knits. I don't know, does he go by Stephen? Well, his name is Stephen West, but he goes by West Knits. I don't know. Anyway, I love Stephen West. He's just so much fun, and I love his designs. So this is his design called the Slip Stravaganza Blanket, and let me just get things situated here. I feel like I'm all tangled up. Okay, here we go. There's like this is on 2 needles, so it's like all over the place. Okay, here is my Slip Stravaganza Blanket so far. I am still on the bubble stripe section. As you can see, I can stretch it out a little bit for you guys, not too much because it is bunched up in a few different places. But yeah, here's my Slip Stravaganza Blanket. It's coming together. Last time I left you guys with this one, I was on the 8th bubble stripe. I have moved on to the 9th bubble stripe. Ooh. And I'm trucking away. So this pattern actually has 2 versions. It has a shorter version, smaller, whatever. It has a small version where in the small version, you get to the bubble stripe section, you knit 9 bubble stripes, and then you bind off in a picot edging. And then there's a larger version, which is the one that I'm doing. And hang on, it's all tangly. So many tangles, I swear to you. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then there's the larger version, which is the one that I'm doing. In the larger version, you actually knit 12 bubble stripes, and then there's a few more sections. It gets bigger from there. Right now at 9 bubble stripes, I have 778 stitches on the needles, and because this is only going to get bigger, I think once I bind off, I forget the exact count, but I think it's a little over 1,600 stitches that I'm going to have to bind off. So it's only going to get bigger from here. And I'm already struggling with with multiple needles. So I just don't know how I'm going to do when it gets to like 3 needles. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work out, but it's going, it's getting there. On Stephen West, he does own a yarn shop over in Amsterdam, I think, and his yarn shop called Stephen and Penelope. You can go on their website, stephenandpenelope.com. He does sell kits for the Slip Stravaganza Blanket on his website, and I think on the website the kits come with West wool, which is his yarn. It comes with West wool yarn, but that West wool yarn was a little too pricey for me. It was kind of out of my price range, and so I got a cheaper yarn. I got a cheaper yarn. I purchased my yarn from yarn.com, or I think they go by Webs as well, WEBS.com. and it's just an acrylic yarn, but I got it in the monochromatic colors. So it is the Valley Yarns Haydenville DK yarn, and the colors are just plain colors. So the main color is the black, and then I have the 3 contrasting grays. So I have the silver, gray, and dark gray. Those are the contrasting colors for me. You can obviously customize this and do as many contrasting colors as you want, but for me, I really just wanted it to be monochromatic and plain and be able to go with all kinds of stuff. So that is my Stravaganza blanket. It is taking me quite a while. Like I said, I think I have like 770 something stitches on the needles, and one row, if I do nothing but knit and I don't like take a bathroom break or anything like that, if I just do nothing but knit, one row takes me about an hour or a little over an hour. So yeah, so this is hours and hours of work and there's many more hours to go. So I want to try to prioritize this though. I know I set this project on like, I know I set it in hibernation for a couple of months here, but I think I want to prioritize at least finishing this bubble section. Like I said, I'm on the 9th bubble stripe and I have 3 more bubble stripes to go. And the bubble stripe section is just the biggest section for me right now, and it's just taking the longest amount of time. So I think I want to just prioritize finishing up that bubble section. So I'm going to try to work on this project a little bit more in these next couple of months and try to finish that bubble section, because I'm kind of over the bubbles right now and I just want to get them. I just want to get them done. So but yeah, that is where I'm at with my Stravaganza blanket. It's getting kind of heavy too. I mean, it's only gonna get bigger too. It's only gonna get bigger and it's only gonna get heavier. And I feel like I'm gonna have to figure out another bag to keep it in. Right now it's in this tote bag that I got years ago. This is my favorite podcast, by the way. It's obviously getting almost too big for the tote bag, so I feel like I'm gonna have to get a big bag and keep it in that, and I don't know, we'll see. But that is my 5th works in progress, my Stravaganza blankets. All right, and then the 6th and final works in progress that I have to share with you is a new cast on. This project is part of my Make 9. So at the beginning of the year, I did a video on my Make 9, hashtag Make 9, where I picked 9 things that I want to make and want to finish this year. So this shawl is called the 5th Avenue Shawl, and this is a pattern that is part of my Make 9. So let me go ahead and show you. The 5th Avenue Shawl is a shawl by, I want to say Sachiko Umura. I think that's how you say her name. I know she's a knitter from a knitter and knitwear designer from Japan. So I'm sorry if I'm saying her name wrong, but this is her pattern. It's a very simple shawl design. It's actually quite beautiful, as you can see. It's very simple, but very beautiful at the same time. So this is where I'm at on my shawl. This is a newer cast on, like I said, and this yarn that I'm using is a cheaper yarn. It's not very expensive. It's from Knit Picks, and it's a yarn that I have had. It's a lace weight yarn. It's a yarn that I just bought years ago, and I have had it in my stash for a long time, and I just decided to use it for this. So it's the Knit Picks Alpaca Cloud yarn. It's the lace weight alpaca cloud, and it's 100% baby alpaca, which means that the alpaca will give it sort of a nice drape, I think. Once I'm able to finish it and block it, I think it'll come out with a nice drape. But I'm holding it together with Knit Picks Aloft, which is their mohair yarn. I'm holding it together with that. And I'm also using beads, if you can see. in my yarn. I don't know if you can see them. They're kind of small, but I'm using the gunmetal beads. So yeah, I think it gives it a nice contrast to have the beads in there. I think they're kind of cool. I can't wait to finish it, actually. I might have to get another tube of beads because I just bought this one on Amazon here. Miyuki seed beads, and it says it is 22 GM. I don't know what that means. Anyway, 22 whatever, and it's already down to here. So I might have to get another one of these. I don't know how many beads I've used, how many beads were in here to begin with, or how many I'm going to use total, but this obviously is going to get larger. So I think I might need to get another tube of beads, but so far so good. I do like it. I'm using this. I had to learn how to put beads in my knitting because I've never done it before, but I actually really like the technique. It's super easy once you figure it out, or once, you know, somebody shows you how to do it. But I get to use a little crochet hook. This is actually my grandma's. This is my late grandma's, one of her crochet hooks. She was like a crochet master. She did some beautiful crochet work back in the day. She used to make like beautiful doilies and just different things, and she was really amazing. But this is one of her hooks. It says it's a size 14, which is just so tiny. I mean, look how small that is. I don't even know if you guys can see it, but it is. I'm not a crocheter, so forgive me, but like, this is the tiniest hook I've ever seen. I'm sure there are smaller ones, but it is just so tiny. I can't believe. Gosh. Anyway. But I'm using that. It came with a little thing to protect it, which I'm protecting it because I don't want to ruin it. It was my grandma's. So so that's what I'm using. But yeah, here's my Fifth Avenue shawl. I really like it so far. I'm gonna try to finish this. Like I said, this was one of my Make 9 projects. Even though the black is kind of boring, I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of this shawl because I feel like I wear a lot of things that either are black or that go with black. And I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of this shawl once it's done. So even though it's kind of plain, I feel like it's gonna be a good one to have in just my finished objects, just in my knitwear stash. What do you call that? My knitwear wardrobe. I feel like this is gonna be a good one to have. So that is my newest cast on and my sixth and final works in progress that I had to share with you guys. And that's pretty much it. Sort of a shorter video today. I don't have much else to share with you. Normally I like to end my videos with some TV and book recommendations, but I don't have any of those today because I am only reading one book and I haven't gotten very far. I'm reading The Death of Jane Lawrence. I don't have a lot to say about this yet. I know it's supposed to be sort of like a creepy-ish book. It's definitely giving me Crimson Peak vibes, but I don't have much to say yet because, like I said, I just started this. And yeah, so that's the book that I'm reading. And then as far as TV shows, I haven't been watching anything really new. I've been rewatching some stuff that I've already seen. So right now I'm rewatching Stranger Things, getting ready for the new season. Ooh. The new season of Stranger Things coming out at the end of this month of May. And yeah, so I've been rewatching that slowly. I'm rewatching Stranger Things. I'm also rewatching The Handmaid's Tale. It's on Hulu, if you don't know. The Handmaid's Tale is very good show. It's very intense though, and sometimes I have to take a little break from watching it, so I can't watch too much of it at a time, but I am rewatching The Handmaid's Tale. But that's really it. I'm not really watching anything new. Well, just kidding, I'm lying. I am watching one new thing. I don't know if you would count it as new, but I'm watching the show on Disney Plus called, Moon Knight. I'm watching Moon Knight with Oscar Isaac, but I've only watched 2 episodes. I haven't gotten very far, so I don't have a lot to say about it yet, because, you know, I'm just starting it. So, but yeah, that's all I'm watching. I don't really have anything else there, but if you have any TV and book recommendations that you'd like to send my way, I would love to hear it, because I'm always looking for something new to watch. And now that Outlander is done, I gotta find a new TV show to watch during Droughtlander. So yeah, so shoot them my way if you have any recommendations. Before I end this video though, I do want to share with you one thing. What I will be doing next weekend. So every year here in Washington State, where I live, they have a local yarn shop tour, and for the past 2 years, the local yarn shop tour has been put on hold or canceled or whatever, obviously during the global pandemic. So this year, 2022, is the very first year that the local yarn shop tour is back, and I will be visiting some local yarn shops here in the Puget Sound area. So my mom is going to be coming along with me. Let me show you. Me and my mom are going to go out next weekend. We have plans, and we're going to do the Puget Sound local yarn shop tour. The local yarn shop tour, as you can see, takes place from May 11th through the 15th, but we're only going to be going on the Saturday and Sunday, which I think is just the 14th and the 15th, and because those are the only days we can go. And we're going to visit as many yarn shops as we can. There are 20 different yarn shops on this tour specifically, so I don't think that we're going to be able to visit all 20 of them, but we're going to try to visit as many as we can. And the cool thing about the local yarn shop tour is not just visiting all these cool different shops that I don't get a chance to visit very often, but also you get to enter for cool prizes. So you get to enter some raffles and cool giveaway prizes that they're doing. And each yarn, I don't know if each yarn shop does, but most of the yarn shops on the tour have debut patterns that they give to you for free if you are doing the local yarn shop tour. So that'll be kind of interesting. But yeah, so we're going to take place in this is the 16th year of the local yarn shop tour. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually planning to take my camera along, take you guys along on the local yarn shop tour and show you some of the different yarn shops that we get out to visit. So like I said, that takes place on Saturday and Sunday, and I will try to get that video, I will film it then, and then I'll try to get that video out for you guys as soon as possible, hopefully by the Monday following. So yeah, so that is what I plan to do. If there's anything that you wish to see in the local yarn shop tour, feel free to let me know and shout it out. I would love to try to share it with you, try to find, or if there's a shop that you want to see that I might be already planning on visiting, I will do that, or I'll try to visit the shop that you want to see. So yeah, just look forward to that. That's going to be quite fun. And that's really it. I don't really have any other future plans. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your Mother's Day with me. I hope you guys are having a good one. I will see you guys in the next video. Happy knitting. Bye.